Welcome back to the Industry Guidance video by Centre for E-Learning and Teaching Polytechnic Malaysia. I am now at Perbadanan Harta Intellect Malaysia or Intellectual Property Corporation of Malaysia, myIPO. And our topic today is on introduction of IP registration for ICT system and product in Malaysia. Intellectual property is a general term for the set of intangible assets owned and legally protected by a company from outside use or implementation without consent. So maybe we get to know more about this IP with Puan Samira Muzaffar from Intellectual Property Corporation of Malaysia, myIPO. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam, Sophia.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for being with us at the Industry Guidance video. So maybe before that, you would like to introduce yourself and your job scope here at myIPO?
Yes, sure. I'm Samira. I'm in charge of the IP valuation and also IP marketplace here in myIPO. I generally look at from the entrepreneurship as well as SME sectors in relation to not just protecting the IP, but also strategizing the IP rights, including IP monetization and also getting profit and income from IP rights.
Okay, so what is actually the functions of myIPO in intellectual property?
myIPO, which stands for Intellectual Property Corporation of Malaysia, we are a statutory body and also an agency under KPD and KK. Our main function is to look at all registration and protection of IP rights here in Malaysia. At the same time, we also venture into new areas of growth for the government, meaning there are new initiatives, there are new policy push. We actually look seriously into this, and both we also advise the government as well as provide the necessary platform for this initiative to take place.
Why is it important to register our intellectual property?
If you don't actually protect your IP rights, meaning that someone else can actually copy it. The most important thing that you should remember, Sophia, is that for IP, it's an economic right. Economic right meaning that you have put in so much effort in creating something that's yours, whether you innovate, whether you are creative enough to create something, and the hours and the money spent in creating something that's yours, you would, I'm sure, would like it to be protected. You wouldn't want your blood, sweat and tears to be just taken by someone else. For example, for trademark. Trademark is the branding that you create for your business, right? So if you have a trademark that is registered to your name, you can always use a registered certificate of your trademark. And if you find someone else copying it, you can actually lodge a report, you know, and enforcement officers, you know, there's a process in between, but that is enough to show that you are the owner of the trademark. So similarly also for patent and also industrial design, there is a registration certificate to show that the IP right belongs to you.
So what's the difference between the trademark, patent and industrial design or even copyright?
I'm sure all of us have our smartphones, phones, right? So that design of the phone is protected under industrial design. The branding of the phone, whether it's an Apple or it's a Samsung phone, Galaxy, all that is branding, right? That branding is protected under trademark. So that's two rights. Whereas the apps that's, you know, on your phone, you know, certain apps, certain games, all that is protected under copyrights. Whereas the technology itself, for example, the swipe technology when it comes to patents, or the click technology, or, you know, the password or the recent one, the thumbprint, all that is technology based. That is protected under patents. So taking a simple phone, for example, you have 4 IP rights there, which is copyright, trademarks, industrial design, and patents. A lot of people would think that, you know, when it comes to IP, it's only for technology, or you have to be a really big company to actually have IP protection. But that's not so, because even if you start off as a small business, you know, selling nasi lemak, your nasi lemak may be unique, you know, because it's the sambal, for example, is very delicious. So you want to protect the branding of the nasi lemak that you sell. There's IP there. The recipe that you make the nasi lemak, maybe you put certain things in. That is protected also under copyright. So that itself, a simple nasi lemak seller would also have IP rights.
So what are the procedure that she has to go through? So do we have to reveal the secret recipe of this nasi lemak or the sambal?
I give a very interesting example that I think most people maybe would know about is Coca-Cola. Do you know that no one knows the recipe to the Coca-Cola formula and it's kept under trade secret? That means only certain people know how to actually come up with the Coca-Cola formula. That's why you cannot get an exact taste when it comes to Coca-Cola. So that remains as trade secret. So the seller can choose to reveal it under copyright, meaning they have to disclose it and put the recipe and file it under notification here in myIPO, or keep it as trade secret and never reveal the recipe. Okay, that's one. And then the other one is for trademark, the branding, So in this case, the seller can come here to myIPO and get assistance because I think most of the issues with entrepreneurs is the cost involved in filing trademark and copyright, right?
So normally any startup or small company, the two most valuable asset for them is the money and time. So when it comes to IP registration, normally the on the trademarks or patents, they're always like, oh, okay, they put their hands up.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Sophia.
So what's your advice to them on this matter?
What I would advise, if you're starting out your business and you have limited cash flow, and since most of us, I think all of us are smart enough and brave enough to start a business, you can easily protect your IP on your own. And the IP that you can do on your own is your branding, your trademark. Come over to myIPO, you can do the trademark searches. They provide the service at a very nominal fee. You can do your own trademark searches. Then you can speak to our officers and ask them, how do I proceed to actually file for trademark? And they will assist you step by step.
So actually there are options to all the peoples out there. So not worry about the IP registration anymore, because most of the time they are very worried because of the procedure, the bottleneck, and then the lots of things, and of course the money involved. Back to the products. Okay. So what make any ICT systems as well as the product eligible to be registered and protected? Is there any kind of factors that make them available and eligible to be registered under IP registration?
When it comes to ICT, if it's pure software, usually you have to go under copyright here in Malaysia. And but if you have some technology, you have some it comes together with hardware, software, and it's something that is very new in the world, you can actually get patent protection. Like the initial advice, best is to go for copyright and trademark, because it is something that you can always do on your own. So for any ICT business, as long as you have your own branding, you actually create your solutions on your own, look at copyrights and trademark protection.
So for Samira, when we register our IP on products or system, so do we actually protect our product within Malaysia or globally?
Like when it comes to copyright, it is a worldwide protection, whereas industrial design, or ID for short, trademark, TM, and also patents, it is geographical, meaning it's only in the country that you file for. Whatever decision they get is only for that country. So when it comes to patent, they're going over the patent issues in other countries, they have to take it in that country that, That's why if a company or an entrepreneur actually is looking at growing global, at that point of time, yes, you need to get assistance from IP agents and IP lawyers. But as a start, when you're just protecting in your home country, again, do it on your own.
What's the demand for this industry, for the experts or maybe skilled people in assisting the industry to grow further?
When it comes to the role of IP lawyers, maybe IP agents, we find that there is a bigger role for such consultants and agents and lawyers to play, because it's just no longer just filing, because what companies and entrepreneurs and SMEs actually need is they actually need advice in relation to put a strategy in how to expand their business. They need a strategy when it comes to using IP, whether it's for licensing, whether they want to cross-license, meaning that, you know, I may have a certain IP, I want to collaborate with you and use it for another product. So there's so many things of using IP. So we find that the role itself is expanding, and like the training of IP valuers, we feel that we are training local IP valuers, and inshallah one day they can actually start serving other countries around the region, you know, maybe Thailand, Brunei, Singapore, you know. So there are a lot of expansion that we're doing to the role of managing IP. So it's no longer limiting to just filing and protecting, that we're still doing, but expansion of scope. So we hope that we have IP agents, IP consultants that are willing to come in and also support into making our country to be more strategic when it comes to IP rights protection and also monetization. Yeah.
Okay, there's a very wide opportunity for the students out there to explore more in this industry.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, thank you so much, Puan
You're
Samira,
welcome.
for so much information.
Thank you.
Okay, I hope that it benefits all our students and also me myself. I really like to thank you again for being with us at the Industrial Guidance video by Centre for E-Learning and Teaching Polytechnic Malaysia.
Thank you so much, Sophia. Thank you.
IP rights are worth protecting both domestically and abroad. Strong IP rights help consumers to make an educated choice about safety, reliability and effectiveness on their purchase, and can contribute enormously to the business as well as the national economies. That's all for now from the Industrial Guidance video by Centre for E-Learning and Teaching Polytechnic Malaysia. Thank you.